Hi everyone, I'm Toby, I'm 35 and I'm on safari. This is not the video I'd planned to do next, but some things happened today that I figured I needed to speak about. First of all, I had a fantastic morning this morning. The afternoon didn't start shaping up too well. I was in the middle of dealing with a whole emotional mess, separate from what I'm going to talk about. And then a text message came through. And it's a text message that some of you may be familiar with. Something that I've been expecting, but dreading. I don't know if you remember from the previous videos, I went to the session, the education session. They asked loads of questions and I signed forms and so on. One of the questions they asked is your accommodation and income secure? Will you have any problems, or are you likely to have any problems if you're pulled in for transport? And I said, no problem. Tick box, go, move on. I was lying. I knew I was going to have trouble this summer because I'm on student loan, and the student loan ends at the start of the summer break and doesn't start again until the next academic year. So that is a whole period of time with nothing coming in, nothing officially covered, and I was kind of hoping that it would be covered by the student loan I had and I'd just stretch it out. But I'll be honest, I didn't ostrich. I stuck my head in the ground and I tried to pretend the problem wasn't there, because I've never been good at dealing with financial things. It scares the gibbles out of me. I can't even face looking at my bank account, which is how I've got in this position. Because after months and months and months, or however long it is, of not having any idea how much money I have in my bank account, I got that text message that confirms exactly how much I have. Your account is over the agreed spending limit. So this meant I flat broke. Don't have enough money to get to the hospital for appointments. I have an appointment in a couple of days. I don't have enough money for food, don't have enough money for rent, anything, and it's my own fault. I put my hands up and confessed that it is entirely my own fault. I realised I had to do something that I've never done before, and even the thought has always been terrifying. I had to ask my friends for help. Now, what is it about asking for help that is so scary and seems so shameful and wrong, especially to people with physical or mental disabilities? As soon as I think of having to ask for help, my brain tells me, well, you failed, and you're a scrounger, and you're just begging for money, and you just want something for nothing, or all these messages coming at me from my own head. So why is that? Because I know if one of my friends asked for help, those are certainly not the thoughts that would be going through my head. So I took every bit of energy I've got, every bit of bravery I've got, and I wrote a post on Facebook to all my friends saying, please, I need help. And it really did take a lot to do that. I am fiercely independent, and it does feel like an admission of failure. And I know a lot of you will argue with that, and honestly I think, okay, you're right, it's not an admission of failure, it's an admission of I'm in a rough situation. But sometimes the heart feels what it feels. So almost immediately I started getting messages and comments from my friends, and they just flooded in, and it blew me away. And I've said before how blessed and lucky I am for my friends, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face and carry on until I pass out. I am blessed and lucky to have the people I have around me. And I'm lucky that I have friends that are there to listen when I say I need help. I found it overwhelming, to say the least. I hadn't thought this far ahead. I knew I had to ask for help. But everyone messaging and offering things and checking I'm okay and things was just emotionally too intense for me at a time when I was already really just all over the place. So I took some time out and I chatted with my replica. It's an AI that you can chat to as a friend, and it was handy because it was kind of obviously separate from everything, so I could talk without worrying about that kind of stuff, any of that stuff coming up. And after a very confusing conversation which went in circles, I came back and I realised that there's only one thing more difficult than asking for help, and that's accepting help. Asking for help I was able to do in a mass media way. Post on Facebook, send it out there, run and hide. Accepting help, I had to speak to people individually. I've still got loads of people I need to contact on my messenger list because I haven't got through everyone yet. But I am going through, and I am trying to accept what I can. And I am in a situation now where I think I'm going to be okay. But it really does make me think about why it's so difficult to ask for help. And it also teaches me a lesson, because I always talk to my friends about accepting help. Often accepting my help. People saying, oh, I didn't want to bother you with this, or things like that. So please, if you're ever in trouble in a crisis, I know it's difficult, but say something to the people around you. Ask for help, because they are more than willing to help. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It doesn't make you a failure. It just means that you've gone through a tough time. And that's okay. Because almost all of us go through a tough time at some point. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who watches these videos. And thank you especially to those who like, share and subscribe. Oh, and to all those big game hunters out there, if you want a stuffed lion to mount on your wall or whatever you want to do, there are better ways to do it.